Hey, everybody.
I'm Mo.
And I'm Katie, and this is
the Mo and Katie Show.
We are back in the upstairs closet. We haven't been here in a while, so it's nice to be back.
Because it's a sound booth and because we have construction going on in the backyard.
That's right.
So we were going to record in the basement, which is where we normally record.
Because there are so many lovely options in the basement of backgrounds.
But that's where on that level is where the construction's happening.
Yes.
So we said, you know what, let's record all the way upstairs on the opposite side of the house. And that is where the construction crew is gathering the materials.
They're in the driveway.
It's right outside.
But the basement was where your dog almost swallowed a skee ball.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We had a moment. This was a while ago.
My dogs have had lots of moments.
They have a history of swallowing things they should not swallow.
Yeah.
And then being stuck in their stomachs.
And spitting out pills, which they should swallow. Anyway.
It's very complicated.
It is. It is.
Well, today, in the spirit of disrupting monotony, which is something that we like to talk about, positive disruptors, people that shake up the norm for good. So that's what we're talking about. Today we are
Define good.
Well, for the weird. This is shaking up the norm for the sake of the weird.
That is good.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Last Saturday, the first Saturday in May, we attended the East Coast, it's the East Coast Championship for the Kinetic Sculpture Race. And it took place at the American Visionary Art Museum in downtown Baltimore.
It was fabulous.
It was amazing. I told Mo, I think I smiled for like 3 hours straight, like did not stop smiling.
Yeah. But okay, so
what a better thing to take a deep dive on today.
So, but let's dissect if we can, because I'm an overthinker by trade.
Surprise.
Yeah. Supplies. Oh, I see. That wasn't an Asian joke. Okay, listen. So why were you so happy there? Why were you so happy there?
For several reasons. I love like just color and cacophony and weirdness, and it was just all like a fire hydrant spitting out all of that. It was wonderful. And everybody was so friendly and everybody was so happy.
And everybody was so weird in the best possible way.
We have pictures.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Not us. So let's backtrack a little bit and talk about what the Kinetic Sculpture Race is.
And before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Mary. She proudly tells everyone she is my oldest piano student. And Mary has been talking about this race to me, and then I've been telling Mo about it for a couple of years now, and we've never quite been able to make it. So I put it on my calendar this year, and then we talked to her and made all these plans. And thank you, Mary, because we knew where to park. We knew like all the logistics. But it was wonderful hanging out with Mary and her husband, David, who are lovely people.
Yeah.
So we really owe this experience to them. And shame on us for not knowing about this sooner. But.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is so let's go explain what the Kinetic Sculpture Race is. We'll talk about we'll talk about the Baltimore. We'll talk about what we experienced, and we'll start there.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to try. So what we walked into were people dressed in everything. I think when we first walked up there, we took a lollipop from a man or woman, I'm not sure, dressed as a chicken with a football helmet on. Mm-hmm. And the chicken outfit was actually a baseball outfit. So there was a chicken in a baseball costume with a football helmet.
Handing out candy.
Which we took from strangers because I feel like the chicken part negated it.
Made it feel safe.
Yeah, I did. I had a lollipop and I ate
very
it right away.
Reassuring about a chicken with a lollipop.
So not a great takeaway for the kids. Do not take
Don't
candy
take candy
from strangers.
Unless it's a chicken in a baseball uniform wearing a football helmet.
And in his defense, there was no windowless van. There were also no puppies. So it's kind of figuring out what that is. Anyway. So that was our first interaction. But then as we looked up the street, all we saw was like this parade of, I'll call them vehicles for now. I'll also call them art for now. Yeah. But the rules of the Kinetic Sculpture Race are these vehicles have to be human powered. So either by pedaling a bike type thing or pushing or pulling, human powered, no motors or anything like that. They need to be able to go over land in mud and then enter the water. And they have to be able to survive in the float, I guess.
They go into the water, go around a pier, and come out of the water, hopefully in one piece.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They all have to have a sock monkey
or a sock creature. They're a little free with that. It doesn't have to be a monkey.
Sock creature on them.
And the other thing we saw, though, when we pulled up, the first thing we noticed when we parked the car and turned around, bubbles.
Oh, yeah, lots of bubbles.
A bubble machine.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of bubbles.
If you show up at an event and there's a bubble machine, you're living your best life.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think we are actually going to start incorporating bubbles with our performances. Yeah, and I think they should be flavored.
I do have video of Mo eating bubbles out of the air.
I do love eating the bubbles.
It happened.
Yep, it did. It did. I can vouch for that.
Are you charging your watch so you don't miss any steps?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, last night I made it to 10,000 steps by just standing up from the couch. I'm like, I'm good.
Done.
I'm done.
Roll me to bed.
Yeah. After I sit down.
Okay.
So anyway, the Kinetic Sculpture Race in Baltimore, this was their 25th anniversary. It's 25 years of doing this. And this is where I'm going to go just geek out and just like, what the hell? This is where I'm going to get my...
Fair.
So every year has a theme. This year's theme was...
Play.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and back up to when this started. And not 25 years ago, but in 1969, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, we're going to refer to notes now.
We're going to talk about Hobart.
Yes. So 1969 is when this started. And Hobart Brown.
Hobart Brown.
Yeah. Hobart Brown is the brainchild behind this. So this all starts with Hobart Brown. And what happened to Hobart Brown?
Hobart Brown, first of all, he was considered like a true Midwesterner.
Okay.
Like he was a child of a teenage mom. He moved to Oklahoma during like the Dust Bowl. Like he had this whole story about how he is like Americana, like in person, like everything about him. But I believe it was his son, wanted something done different with his tricycle.
As one does.
As children do. And so Hobart turned it into a pentacycle. He added a whole bunch to it, made it tall. It ended up, do the math. You worked at the Pentagon. You should know this.
I know, but did he make it like 5 times as big?
No, it ended up having 5 wheels. And it was big, though. It was very tall. And it's actually still on display in California.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that started the whole thing.
Yes. So, and I think Hobart was an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was an artist, and another artist, seeing said pentacycle, challenged him. So this guy, Jack, was another artist, challenged Hobart to a race with that pentacycle. He challenged him to a race down Main Street on Mother's Day.
Yes.
So Mother's Day came. So Hobart with the pentacycle, Jack the challenger, and 10 other people came with these, whatever you want to call it, these kinetic sculptures that move. And they raced. And it says neither Hobart nor Jack won the race. Bob Brown, no relation to Hobart Brown, he actually won, and he won with a kinetic turtle. So I just thought that was fitting, giving your turtle.
My affinity for turtles. Yes.
But it was then that Hobart was claimed the glorious founder of the race.
Yes.
And that started it.
Yes, it did. And then it continued to grow. It says that in the 1970s, the race courses get a little more technically challenging. They started bringing in other elements, water, sand, all of that stuff. And that leads us to Rebecca Hofberger, who is the one who brought it to the East Coast. So Baltimore, the race in Baltimore is the East Coast Kinetic Race Championship.
Okay. Did she bring it to Baltimore, or did she just bring it to the East Coast?
She was the founder of the American Visionary Arts Museum.
Oh, okay,
so she brought it to Baltimore, therefore bringing it to the East Coast.
Gotcha.
And so I thought this was really interesting. So the first year that they did it, AVAM, American Visionary Arts Museum, built their own sculpture to race. Do you know what it was?
Was it Fifi?
Well, it became Fifi. So the first couple of years, it was a big bird known as the Cha-Cha bird. It was an impressive sculpture. It was very big. It was the inspiration to all the others. 2 years later, in 2001, the chicken was rebuilt into Fifi, and it has been Fifi ever since, and Fifi is the mascot of the race.
Ah.
Now, we have a video of Fifi.
Now, Fifi is a big-ass pink poodle.
B-A-P-P. She's a backpack.
I mean, it was massive. And the kinetic sculptures, amongst other things, have height and width requirement and length requirements too. So we saw why there was a height requirement.
We did. And we were wondering if either the trees didn't get trimmed properly or Fifi wandered off the path.
Fifi might have grown.
But we have a video.
Yeah. Fifi was pretty big. When I say big-ass poodle, Yeah.
She got her little poodle head cranked around.
Yeah, and it was impressive that we caught it on tape. It was great.
You can hear everybody just going,
"Oh, Fifi."
Fifi.
But yeah, so this big pink poodle's coming down the path at us, goes to these trees, and the head turns around 180 degrees.
It's exorcist
but
stuff
stays
right
on. And then, like a couple miles later, we saw Fifi, and her head was
back the right direction.
So, yeah, kudos to the
Fifi got her head on straight.
Yeah. But I kind of, to me, this reminds me of Rube Goldberg.
Yes.
Like, it's just like these over-engineered things. But again, when you have to cross land, when you have to be able to go through the mud, when you have to be able to go through the dirt, and you have to be able to float, and do it for time in race, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
So you all get your head turned. You know what I mean?
The reason that it was, so the first year, Hobart worked with the Baltimore, the Baltimore group to get the course together, and they decided they had to have a water element. So what
does
they
California not have a water element?
Yeah, so there's this bigger actually. They go across the
whose is bigger?
The Humboldt Bay. California's water element is a lot bigger. Here we just go in at the Canton waterfront. They go down around a pier and back out. But there is an award. Did you see who won it this year? The award this year
the
for
monkey.
Oh gosh, yes. So the Golden Flipper Award was the most interesting water entry. And did you see the picture of the big bear? All tipped over
on the side, yeah.
Didn't go well. So there are all kinds of prizes.
But let's back up just a little bit.
Okay.
Going back to why this is a positive disruptor. So here's where I get the what the hell, like what. This is rooted in jealousy. I'm going to admit that.
Okay, fair.
But Hobart Brown had this. First of all, it wasn't his idea. He was challenged. So I'm all for. I'm a competitive person. So son wants.
Really?
Yeah, I am. I'll prove it. You want to race? Okay.
But I bet you I'm more competitive than you are.
No, I'm definitely more competitive. So we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right.
But so he creates this structure, whatever, and it was playful, it was something for his son. His son wanted something. I'm sure it's not practical. Nobody else has another one like it.
Yes.
But then his artist friend challenges him to a race. So he's like, okay, do that. And then all of a sudden 10 other people show up. So on Mother's Day, you've got 12 people racing down Main Street, which was probably a sight to see. I'm like, what is happening here? I don't know what the sculptures look like besides the kinetic.
And the moms are like, I thought we were going out to lunch.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this is for you, honey. But
giant pink poodle mom, just for you.
But so that becomes a thing, and then next year they recreate it, and they recreate it, and they recreate it. I love the fact that it has stood that test of time, and so, but it is so weird, and it's so positive, and I think it's because it's weird, and you had made a comment and an observation about weird people.
Mm-hmm. The weird people are happy people.
They are.
Show me a weird person that's sad. You can't find one. Weird people are happy.
Sure. No, but kind of going back to how we felt when we first showed up at the Baltimore Kinetic Race last weekend is everybody was happy. There were bubbles. There was lollipops. Can you crack the door because it's hot?
Okay. Yes.
I got you. Thank you. Yeah.
That's nice. Yes, everybody was happy. Can I say what my favorite part of the opening ceremonies was? Do you want to guess?
I'm going to guess, but yeah, go ahead.
What do you think it was?
The blessing of the feet.
Yes, because everybody was like 100% all in. Everybody literally laid on their backs, stuck their feet up in the air, and were kicking their feet. While a man dressed like a nun was their feet.
A bearded nun.
A bearded nun.
But he talked about why he had that character, and I appreciated that too. So, so there was an opening ceremonies, and I thought this was clever too, is everybody raised their whatever hand they wanted, and the lady read, she's like, here are the rules, and they would repeat. And it was clever because what they did was, and they said, and I acknowledge that the course, the water entries close at 12 p.m.
That we have to be out of the park by 2:15. All this stuff.
What a great way to get the rules, because they're all verbalizing it, right? So she's like,
at the beginning, she goes, I state your name. Literally, everybody goes, I state your name. I was like, of course, that's what
just
she
like,
did.
but just the smart assery, and there are cops with a K. Mm-hmm. There were 4 or 5 cops, but each kinetic sculpture has to go through like a safety inspection.
Yes.
And then there were 4 judges, and they were dressed in black robes and the powdered wigs.
It was so fun.
And what can you do with the judges?
You are encouraged to, and there's a prize for bribing the judges. And we actually had a friend that we made at one of the sculptures who practiced bribing me. She was like, pretend you're judging. And I was like, all right, fine. And she practiced bribing me. And there is actually a prize for the best bribes every year.
Yeah, it just says best bribes.
So you're supposed to bribe the judges. You're supposed to get them to vote for you. And the judges take their job very seriously.
Oh,
I mean, it was like in the weirdest possible way.
Yeah.
It was, well, we have a picture of us with one of the judges. Look at all these. It was brilliant. It was just so, everything was done to the nth degree. And it's funny because it was legit an event though.
Yeah.
Like a race really took place, but everybody just leaned into the weirdness and had so much fun with it.
Yeah, and I think, again, being a competitive person, when you think about races or who's going to win and awards, like there is that competitive spirit, and that what this race brought out that I absolutely loved was the collaborative nature. It was competitive, but people were collaborating, and people were, if somebody needed duct tape, they were passing it back and forth. There was this camaraderie among everybody.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And so some of the awards, to speak about some of the awards. Okay. My favorite is, which one's my favorite? So one of the ones is Worst Honorable Mention, which is this is how it's described. The lowest award known to humankind. This is given to the sculptor whose half-baked theoretical engineering did not deter its pilots from the challenge of the race. So it's just,
I mean, this sucks, but we're going to enter it anyway.
Yeah, where's the one?
My favorites, the Grand Mediocre Champion. That is the sculpture that finishes right in the middle.
And that's including time penalties and everything else like that.
Middle. And the next to last.
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Next to last.
Yeah. And then they have a lot that are like, people's choice. We got to vote. We had she introduced herself as the survey chicken. In the rule books.
Survey chicken.
In the rule books, it says the kinetic chickens will be coming around and taking your votes. But the survey chicken.
She was very proud to be the survey chicken.
Yeah, she had a clipboard. Again, very official. And I think that's one of the things we talk about comedy. And it's when a funny thing is done in a serious manner, or a serious thing is done in a funny manner. So this is a serious thing done in a funny manner. And I think that adds to because people, when the horn went off, people were racing, people were passing
running
each other.
Down the hill. Oh,
yeah, it was
so good.
So again, I think that's part of what made it funny. It's a serious event that is done in a humorous way.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool.
And I think it's also really cool when something lasts 25 years. So I noticed after the race that one of my piano students, I have this 13-year-old boy, I think he's 13, piano student who had been at the race because his parents posted pictures.
Oh, cool.
Well, not only had his parents posted pictures of he and his sister at the race, but there was also a picture of him on his mom's hip when he was a baby with the TikTok croc behind them.
Oh, wow.
So like that TikTok croc has been re-engineered and entered into the race several times, and it's like you can literally watch your kids, grow in front of these.
Oh, that's so cool.
Things. So I sent him the Fifi video because
nice.
I was like, oh, did you see what happened to Fifi's head? And he was very excited. Yeah. So,
but I love the fact that somebody, again, like you said, just leans into that. And I think, I know growing up, I was always the weird one. I was always the odd man out. And I think this celebrates the weird. We definitely, for the first time in a long time, we were not the weirdest people there. I would say, were mildly
normal.
Yeah. I don't want to go that far.
And then even they handed out these whistles, and then afterward you could take the whistles to the gift shop and get a little prize.
Yeah.
Get a little pair of heart-shaped sunglasses.
Yeah, just everything about it was celebrating the weird. It was celebrating creativity. But what I love the most, and I always label myself as an unsuccessful. What do I say? Unsuccessful failure. Successful failure. I don't know what it is anymore, but they celebrate failure, and they celebrate especially like spectacular failure. I need to find
where's the Golden Dinosaur.
Okay. The Golden Dinosaur Award. Talk about celebrating failure. Is awarded to the first sculpture to break down or to the most memorable breakdown. And
a spectacular breakdown.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for celebrating failure.
I was trying to see who won the gold. It's fun to go back now and
now that we know things.
Yeah, see the bear in the water. Who got Golden Dinosaur this year? Oh, there's best pit crew, worst honorable mention, next to last. Oh, the pinball wizards apparently did not
fare well in the
fare
entry.
well in the water.
It's spectacular.
It looks like, there's a little bit of a deconstruction there.
Yeah.
That was a cool float. They had a wizard mannequin facing like backwards and a pinball machine with like a little display.
It had the LED like display and like it. But here's something that that I really liked. So what award were we talking about right before then?
Golden Dinosaur.
The Golden Dinosaur.
The breakdown
Was actually that award was named by Lawrence J. Peter, who was in charge of the Peter Principle. And one of the quotes from the Peter Principle is, "Money doesn't always buy happiness. People with $10 million are no happier than people with $9 million." So proof right there.
Yeah.
But here's the quote that I love from Hobart Brown. And to me, and they actually said this during the oath or during the opening ceremonies, was, "We're adults having fun, so kids will want to get older." And I love it. Again, that whole spirit of play, which I know that was this year's theme, but I feel like that's kind of the theme every year.
Yeah. It was just spectacular.
So I guess my question would be, who knew about this? I mean, we've known about it for 3 years.
Yeah.
We finally got to go, and I want to go next year, but I want to go to where the water entry was because I want to see people spectacularly failing.
I know. I think next year it's going to be a whole day. Like,
yeah.
Let's go have lunch, and then we'll go to Can Waterfront, then we'll go to Patterson Park.
Yeah.
Like literally they start at, we were there at 8:30 because we wanted to be there plenty of time to see everything.
We wanted to take
before the
candy
opening
from strangers,
ceremonies, which we did. And the award ceremony is like 6, 7 p.m. So it is literally all day.
Yeah.
So I think next year we might just make a whole day of it,
or just get more lollipops.
I think our call to action could be a couple of things. First of all, what spectacular events are going on in your area that you need to know about and need to attend?
And we need to know about, because we need to attend.
And then we can come with you.
Yes.
So that's, I think,
is this on Atlas Obscura? I wonder if this is.
Ooh.
But it's an event. So
the AVAM might be. The museum itself might be.
Which is another plug for Atlas Obscura, which is what we use whenever we travel, is just going to We've entered a lot of locations, but Atlas Obscura is the jam for finding the weird.
And a lot of our unforgettable experiences have happened because of Atlas Obscura,
Big Mac Museum,
the Gum Wall.
Oh yeah.
So first call to action: what's going on in your area, or that's maybe a couple-hour car ride or train ride away that you could go be a part of? I promise you, there's something weird and wonderful going on. So find out about it. Second thing, I would say, call to action: just lean into the weird.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Absolutely.
Just lean into don't judge the weird. Lean into the weird and have fun.
Yeah. Just honor your weird. I think that's my biggest thing. I think that I had such a good time when I go back through pictures. Again, it was just so amazing, that feeling of just joy, weird joy, and joyful weird. I don't know.
It was delightful, and I think even more to get to experience it with you, to get to experience with my best friend was amazing. And then Mary and David were there, and we got to hang. And Mary's just she's such a light. She's so positive, and just they both love life. So just to be there with those kind of people, like. I feel like in any of those situations, somebody could find something to complain about, but I think you would be hard pressed to find something to complain about at this parade.
Yeah.
At this race. So.
Yeah. So lean into your weird, and the one thing we're also saying too is, we again believe in, want to make sure that people are seen, heard, understood, appreciated, and connected. And I think this did all of that thing. We were schwacked hard, right? We were seen, we were heard, we were understood, we were appreciated, and we were connected with all these people.
Like the schwacking.
Yeah. So find something that schwacks you and lean into your weird.
That's right.
And the other thing we like to say too is that you are here and you matter.
That's right.
And I think a lot of these people, this gave them a voice in a community where they probably didn't always have.
Yeah.
And
But it did. It even highlighted some groups, like there were a lot of schools that entered. I ran into a friend of mine who was there representing people with disabilities, and some of the young people with disabilities actually joined them and did part of the race with them. Yeah. So absolutely, you are here and you matter, and we see you and we hear you. We want to hang out with you.
All the things.
Thanks for being you, and just lean into all that weird.
Yeah.
Please. Makes us look a little less weird. So.
I don't think it does. Yeah.
So just remember, from the monumental to the mundane,
life is filled with unforgettable experiences.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Be weird.